Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me in this session. This is Cristina de los Ríos from the University of Zaragoza, and in this session I will be presenting my poster about the use of literature in the English as a Foreign Language classroom, from now on EFL classroom, as well as the implementation of this resource through the reaccess method. To do so, I will be following this outline. First, I will tackle the reaccess method and its implications for teaching. Then, I will move on to a brief historical overview of the use of literature in the EFL classroom, which will be followed by a focus on graphic novels, specifically the one used in this project, V for Vendetta, by Alan Moore and David Lloyd. Then, I will focus on the activities proposed in the poster, and lastly, I will provide a brief conclusion. This project is aimed at high school students from first of bachillerato level, so as to say 16 or 17-year-olds. It mainly aims to develop their linguistic and communicative skills, creativity, and critical thinking in the specific area of EFL. To carry out the proposed activities, students should have read the text in advance. These activities have been designed following the reaccess method, so there are 4 distinct parts, which I will explain later on. Before I move further into the presentation, it is essential to gain some insight regarding the Learning Style Corner method or reaccess method. It has been proposed by Reina Castellanos as a teaching methodology that takes into account the different learning styles: active, pragmatic, reflective, and theoretical. Through this method, cooperation is paramount, but students' individual needs are also addressed at the same time, which is directly aligned with LOMLOE legal provisions and principles. This method consists in dividing the class into 4 corners, one for each learning style. Each group of students works on different activities according to each corner, and as the class progresses, they move from one corner to another, so that by the end of it, they have worked in all of them. To deeply understand this project, it is also essential to focus on the use of literature in EFL throughout history, as well as the genre of the selected text, V for Vendetta. Abaladejo has denoted an eclectic evolution. For the most part, literature has been disregarded until the 90s. Despite this revival, Pellicer Ortín and Romo Mayor have denoted an ongoing reticence to include literature in EFL programs. For that reason, this poster aims to reconsider literature as an effective resource. The literary text used in this poster is the graphic novel V for Vendetta. But how can we define graphic novels? A graphic novel uses the interplay of text and illustrations in a comic strip format to tell a story. Instead of relying on just text to construct a narrative, it uses graphical elements such as panels, frames, speech, thought balloons, etc. in a sequential way to create and evoke a story in a reader's mind. This combination of artwork with compelling narrative provides a very attractive form for students. What is more, graphic novels have been considered by several studies as great pedagogical resources. For instance, Pellicer Ortín and Romo Mayor include this genre among the ones proposed to exploit in the EFL classroom. As for the selected graphic novel, V for Vendetta, it is also part of the texts proposed by Pellicer Ortín and Romo Mayor. This graphic novel delves on compelling and crucial themes such as oppression, resistance, government issues, the power of ideas, gender equality, trauma, moral ambiguity, to name but a few. Despite the fact that it was published in 1982, these themes still resonate in our current society, so it is essential that students reflect on them. Having this theoretical framework in mind, I will move on to the set of activities proposed in this poster. The first corner concerns the theoretical learning style, which is characterized by answering the question why. Theoretical students are usually methodic, objective, and critical, and enjoy analyzing and synthesizing information. For these reasons, the poster proposes that students prepare a mind map in groups, aiming at improving their written reception as well as organizing and understanding the characters of V for Vendetta. To do so, they are provided with a link to an example of what their mind map should look like. The next corner concerns the reflexive learning style. Reflexive students answer the question, what if? They analyze information carefully from several perspectives to reach a conclusion. The activity proposed to address this learning style consists of answering a set of 10 questions that aim to improve written reception and critically consider the events in the graphic novel. They are provided with a link to a Canva presentation where they can find the questions and answer them. Before writing it down, students are asked to discuss their reflections. Then there's the pragmatic corner. This learning style is defined by the question, what? Pragmatic students enjoy relating theory to practice, and they are usually experimental, effective, realistic, and organized. The proposed activity is the design of a collaborative comic strip that aims at developing the written production mode, as well as identifying and understanding the graphic novel genre. Students are provided with a link to Storyboard That, where they can find and check out an example they can use to create their own stories, which should be about their own ideas about a possible continuation for V for Vendetta. Last but not least, this corner addresses the active learning style, characterized by answering the question, how? Active students are usually creative and enjoy generating new ideas, working with others, being at the spotlight, and short activities. To address this style, students will take part on a role-play activity, which they will have to record with the provided flip link. Students will have to choose which characters they want to play, the person who will record the video, or the person who will be responsible for any preparation they need. This activity aims to develop students' oral production competences as well as their problem resolution skills. All in all, the adaptation of classroom activities for each learning style, together with the integration of literature in EFL, in this case with the graphic novel V for Vendetta, offers an array of benefits for both language acquisition and the intercultural development. By using the Reapses method to adapt activities to the specific needs of all students, teachers can create inclusive and attractive learning environments, which allow students to develop not only their linguistic competence, but also their critical thinking, intercultural competence, empathy, respect towards each other, and so on. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them.